Hello everyone, how's it going? Hope everyone had a great Christmas today. I had a pretty good Christmas myself. I got pretty much everything I asked for this year. I was thinking pretty practically. I'm freshly moved into a new apartment, so I pretty much was just asking for apartment supplies, desk supplies, and stuff like that, and also some workout stuff because I wanted to get more into working out. But that's all not the topic of today's video. I said in the last video that I was going to be doing a video talking about a movie today. I was going to be talking about my favorite Christmas movie. I was thinking about it, and honestly, after driving around today and hanging out with people, I didn't really want to sit down and watch a movie, to be really honest, even though it's a relaxing thing. I've been really interested in playing video games recently, and especially playing more single player games. I've been getting more into playing single player games after a long time of playing multiplayer games. And honestly, now that I think about it, today's video was going to be about friends and friendship, but now that I've started talking, I think the video is actually going to be about single player video games versus multiplayer video games, because literally it is borderline like night and day how I feel since I stopped playing as many multiplayer online video games that I was playing. Because before, I would only intermittently play single player games, and now, pretty much the only games I even want to play are single player games, and it's mainly for two big factors. Most online video games either have an incredibly toxic team, either it's one person that makes everyone else toxic, or one person that makes everyone else dog on that one person for being toxic. There never seems to be a happy medium. Or, well, I guess the happy medium would be you get an entirely silent team, but who wants that, you know? We want call-outs, we want teamwork, we want to actually, be playing the team game as a team. And I guess my 2.5 reason, like my 2.5 reason, could be, holy crap, does no one know how to actually work on a team in a team game? Like, unless you are support, knowing that you have to heal, it seems no one knows how to actually play their character. And I have to basically play with friends, as many of friends as I can, because not everyone fills out the whole team, but as many people as I can, because when we play with randoms, they're all doing shit that is like, do you watch videos? Is this the first time you've played? Like, I can see that if someone's level is over 5, I know that they have been playing that game long enough now that there is no earthly way you have not watched a video about it. It's either appeared in your phone feed for Instagram or TikTok, or it's appeared on YouTube. There is no earthly way you have not watched a video on how to just slightly get better at your character, or just not die as much, or literally anything. If you are a level 1 to 4, I can be like, maybe you haven't looked at anything. However, the amount of people that seem to jump into these games and really just want to be toxic more than they actually want to play a game. They just want to keep winning, and no matter, you just have to be doing the right thing to win. And I understand having fun. I primarily play a lot of quick play on Marvel Rivals. That's been the only multiplayer game I have been playing, because basically it's stupid fun and I can just turn my brain off with it. I don't even care if I win, because I'm just playing a stupid character, doing stupid shit. I don't care if we win or lose. And that's how I like playing a lot of games now. If I lose, cool. Guess what? You know what that means? That means that's one less person, and now we can eventually start another game. and I don't have to go, oh no, I didn't win because my cool strategy or whatever didn't work or what have you. I can just be like, okay, I lost, let's move on. And sometimes I'll even make it more fun, try and make jokes depending on the game. But that's it's the amount of people that I've played with in multiplayer games. Like, I stopped playing Overwatch. My last game of Overwatch, straight up, the thing that made me quit playing was because I had a Widowmaker on my team that was, they were, I can't remember the number. I think it was 3 and 8. So three kills, 8 deaths in the first 5 minutes of the game. So that means they are not going to good spots as Widowmaker. They were running in, and I know because I was the healer. I was doing a lot of healing before I changed, before I stopped playing it. And this person kept running in and kept dying. They weren't doing what Widowmakers are supposed to do, and kept dying and not knowing where health packs were. And I wasn't in low rank. I was in at least silver, and I get to a lot of people that that's a low rank, but as for someone who doesn't play the game like it's their second life, that's pretty high for me. Sorry. And so this person kept dying over and over, and I was just like, hey, maybe it's time to change your character. And all because I was healing a little bit less than the other healer, I started getting yelled at by everyone else on the team and left to die in team fights, and no one would protect me. I wouldn't even get healing from the other healer if I was getting attacked. And I just straight up was like, if this is how we're going to be in a game that's supposed to be a team game, whether or not the team or teammate was being an asshole, like, wow. Why would you continue to play, especially in comp? Like, it's not QP, where you can just be like, fuck it, I'm not going to heal him. He can just keep dying over and over again. I don't give a shit. It's, he wanted to be a dick. It's whatever. But in comp, where we are supposed to be trying, you want to start being rude and acting like children. Got it. I don't understand that. Do you want to win or do you not want to win? Like, I don't understand sacrificing your healer over and over again and then claiming that they're doing trash and you want to win. Like, I don't get that logic. But then you go to a single player game where in some single player games they can have multiplayer sections where you can either play with another friend that comes and joins you on your game, or they can pick up as a secondary character or whatever. And those are way more fun because you're not getting, like, for instance, Apex, you're not getting third party, and I get a lot of people thinks that's funny. I do too sometimes. But you're not arguing about that. You're all running around doing some type of adventure-esque thing that's not this big, stressful hullabaloo. For literally, you don't win anything in most of these multiplayer games. Like I said, the only reason I play Marvel Rivals is because it's stupid fun and I like a lot of the characters. That's really it. If I didn't like those characters, it's another Overwatch and I wouldn't fucking play it. To be really honest, if it didn't have characters that I thought were really fun, my buddy and I have talked about this. He is who I primarily play it with. I was like, if this game either A, doesn't get better after the next patch, and or the next characters that come out aren't cool, I'm not going to keep playing it, because it legit just feels like I'd say what Overwatch 2 was supposed to be, if not more fun Overwatch. And to be really honest, I don't want to play that. I'd rather go play all the single player games I just bought, which are way more fun, tell a huge story, have multiple characters I can play as, have different stories I can work on. And a lot of single player games, you also get character creation. I know there's like Grand Theft Auto, there's Destiny, and I played Destiny for a while, and I loved the character customization. But the grind is not worth it anymore, especially when you can't even hold all of the shit you can get. I'm not saying like the greens or blues or purple weapons or any type of shit like that. The actual legendaries of the whole fucking game, you can't even put in your vault. Your vault that holds all your shit. So, but in a single player game, you can, in 99.9% of single player games, you can hold all your stuff, you can collect literally fucking every item in every game and do whatever you want in that game. But you got a multiplayer game that you gotta pay, 9 times out of 10 you gotta pay more money to get into a certain spot. Like, I played Destiny on my PS4 all the way up until I basically couldn't do anything with one character. And my buddy and I, because it was pretty much the only game I was playing at the time, and because we were all having fun playing with it, I kept playing it until I eventually could buy the pass. Well, not the pass, the specific expansions. However, as I've told most people, because I've been the person, so I was able to suggest it, since I did that work, it was so isolating not being able to do anything but play online with your friends. So just doing PvP became so frustrating, and I had to go and do the ridiculous sides to Destiny, ridiculous in my opinion, sides to Destiny, just to get more enjoyment out of it. And that's why I tell people, I'm like, if you really want to grind a whole bunch of shit you don't really need, I mean, sure, Destiny's pretty fun, and I love the sci-fi aspect of it and stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun for a long time. But I've had a lot more fun, especially in my growing up years, playing single player games than I ever did when I got into playing multiplayer games. And the only reason I got into playing multiplayer games is because I was having more friends that were playing multiplayer games than I was having friends that were playing single player games. And I guess that also kind of makes sense that I'm moving back on that thought, because now I have more friends that play single player games and like single player games more. Interesting. But I've also already been wanting to switch for a while before I started meeting more single player video game people, because I've just been more, like, the more honest I've become and the less toxic I've tried to be and stuff like that, the less I've wanted to be around a lot of people that only play multiplayer games. If I notice someone is playing a good bit, if not a lot, of single player games, I've kind of noticed they're a little less toxic because they don't have, you know, I don't want to say extreme opinions, but they're not like as aggressive as you would find someone who plays a lot of multiplayer games. And it's primarily, I've noticed, because single player games are super easy. You can take your time, well, super easy. You can take your time playing a lot of them. You don't have to finish them immediately. But with a multiplayer game, you just keep going and keep going and keep going. And the only thing you're ever really getting is skins. That's the only thing you're really ever getting for these characters. And that's it. And kind of, who cares about skins? But versus a single player game where you can get new armor, new weapons, you can get more abilities. Like, Overwatch 2 could have been really cool if we could... I guess it wouldn't make it that much cooler, but if we could get, like, what we have in Rivals now, where we can get proficiencies that get extra enhancements to our UI. I know it's kind of dumb, it's just a UI thing, but that is already a step up from Overwatch. So, I guess the takeaway for this video is, if you want to actually have fun with a video game, I highly recommend you play a single player game before you play a multiplayer game. Otherwise, you're probably going to be pretty stressed out all the time. That's my hot take for the day. Have a good night.